Hey everyone, what's going on? It's me here on the Flying Pig United YouTube channel with another little Manchester United news run up for you and latest goings on video. We're going to be talking about all of that's happening at Manchester United right now. All the latest transfer news. Things are hotting up, my friends. Not just outside, not just because summer's on the way, but also the summer transfer window's on the way. And that means there's going to be a lot of busy action for Manchester United in the coming months because we've got to get a whole new team, peeps, don't we? Thank you everyone who's getting in here. Let's have a look at the live chat. We've got Kingslayer, Roshmano, Vutinator, Jonathan Gallagher, Tyler Troy, Gungshi, Kingslayer, Football with Brownie, Ezio the Tour, Joe Boy, T1, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for joining us and getting in here for this afternoon stream. Get in there. Hope you're all having a great day. Do us a favor at the start of this stream. Smash that like button. Give it a juicy like. Share it around on social media as well. That helps. You know it makes sense. Also, if you're new to this channel, please do hit the subscribe button. That's the red one there that says subscribe. Doesn't take a genius to work it out. It's free. Hit the subscribe button, get yourself involved, and get yourself involved in the chat. We want to hear from you. Billy T as well, and David Srinivasan, Vinny Vidi, Louis Sturridge, Ryan McGinley. Do get your thoughts and opinions in throughout the show as we go along, because we want to hear your thoughts and opinions about all the different topics we're discussing, the different players we're discussing, and the situation, your thoughts about Manchester United right now. Get in there, you legends. Right, so let's talk about the biggest sort of transfer goings on. Obviously, we know we've got Chelsea coming up Thursday. We're doing gash at the moment. Who knows what's going to happen in that one? We might lose. We're going to do a preview about that tomorrow. But what we're going to discuss today is the transfer dealings, the goings on that could be happening over the next sort of coming months. Of course, with Erik ten Hag now coming in and to be taken over at the wheel. Lots of reports coming out today about a couple of players in particular. Well, many players, actually, but a couple of players in particular that I'm going to talk about at the start of this stream. The first one being Darwin Nunez. So Darwin Nunez, there's lots and lots of reports coming out this morning and today in general about Erik ten Hag's admiration for Darwin Nunez and the fact that he rates him very, very highly. And some reports, such as the Express, saying that he personally requests Man United transfer as in giving the green light to go and say, hey, let's go and get this guy, this 22-year-old goal-scoring machine, because we're lacking in the goal-scoring department in the side. And so, you know, can you get the proceedings underway for this guy coming? These are the reports that are coming out. We don't know how advanced anything is at this stage, probably not so advanced. But other reports suggested that Manchester United are leading the race at this moment in time for this guy because of an express request of Erik ten Hag. So reports over in Portugal suggested that Benfica star Darwin Nunez is very much wanted by Erik ten Hag at the club. And so, you know, for those reasons, Man United are sort of looking at working on trying to get this guy in. 22 years of age. He's been the standout player for them this season. He scored 33 goals in all competitions and also got 4 more assists. And that actually includes 25 league goals in 26 games with 4 assists, which is pretty sensational, and still scoring decent in the Champions League also. So 6 goals, I think, in the Champions League as well in 10 games. Very, very fantastic season this guy's had. He's only 22, Uruguayan international. He's recently announced he's changing agents. I think he's moving to George Mendes, maybe, as a Spanish newspaper, AS States. But we have to wait and see. There's several English clubs that are actually, lined up as being potential suitors for this guy. Liverpool was supposed to be interested. Although I look at Liverpool's team, I look at their forwards, I look at the players they've got there, and it's like, well, we definitely need this guy more than they do. You know, they've just signed Luis Diaz as well. They've already got the players they've got there. So I don't know, it might be a little bit crowded there. You look over at the likes of Manchester City. Well, it's very crowded over there. They're not really going to be in for the run-in for this guy. Manchester United don't have Champions League football, but this guy's an up-and-coming player. He's 22. It's still a huge step up going from Benfica to United, even if United were not to have Champions League football. So in terms of like realistic possibility, if we could go and get this guy, I'm sure we absolutely could. We're a huge fucking club, guys, even though we're still down there. What did I sound like Rafa Benitez when I said club? We're a huge club. We're a huge club, guys, and you know, we can still sign big players even if we don't have Champions League football. We have proven that in the past with the likes of Falcao or Zlatan or these sorts of guys. Hey, look, we can spend 50 or 60 million pounds or what it takes to get this guy in. I'm sure of it, if that's what Ten Hag sees fit. And I think if you look at what he's actually doing at the moment, If you look at what he's capable of as a 22-year-old, it's not in the Premier League, but he's still playing in the Champions League to a very high standard. He's still smashing it up in the Liga Portugal. So he's obviously a very talented young player, and he's only getting better. So this is the sort of player that you would like to try and go and get, because somebody else is going to end up getting him at some point if you don't. And then he's going to just probably have a really, really awesome career. And Manchester United could do with him right now. If you look at the sort of players we could go and get this summer in terms of striking options, yeah, there's a bunches in there, but I think some of them are older heads. People are talking about Richarlison and stuff. He's okay, he's good. Yeah, no. He's not good enough for Manchester United, though, for what we really truly need. Are we properly trying to turn into some mid-table gash? We need to go and get some proper stars. That's what we need, some proper players, man. So, not slagging Richarlison off. He is obviously a good player, but he's not the guy that's going to get you 25 goals a season in the Premier League, I don't think. That's the sort of guy that we need. This guy could be that guy in the future. He's got the potential. So take a cheeky little punt, get the guy in, add him to the ranks, and hopefully he'll be a better team for it. Scott Hutchinson says 60 to 65 million, I think, Nunez. Yes, Scott Hutchinson, yeah. Okay, guys, how much money do you think it would take for Manchester United to prize this guy away from Benfica? There is a lot of reports to suggest that his price tag would not be any less than 100 million euros, which, well, you can work that out if you've got a conversion calculator in front of you, but it's what, about 70, I don't even know at the moment, but about 70 million. So I don't know if it would be quite that much. I personally don't think Manchester United would be prepared to pay that much money for this guy. But 60 million, I agree, Scott Hutchinson, he's probably going to be going for that at least. K Wars with a super chat. Get in there, my son. Thank you so much, K Wars. He says, ideally, I think Alvarez, Nunez, Torres, and Anthony will revitalise this team. A key signing in each position of the field. Fair play to you, K Wars, there, my son. Thank you for getting the super chat in there. Can we get a cheeky little sue in the chat for him there? Yes, mate. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. We could absolutely do it getting all of those positions sorted out. I think we need a couple more than that as well. 2 midfielders, a centre-back, a winger, and a striker, minimum in this transfer window, but we'll have to wait and see. So just in terms of Darwin Nunez and his availability, he is available because obviously Benfica, they're going to struggle to keep hold of him. They can cash in while they've got this, huge premium at this moment in time with contract length, but also his stock is very high at the moment, so they can cash in and get a big amount of money. And plus, it's just hard for Benfica to keep hold of him if like a huge club comes knocking. Even though, like I say, Manchester United wouldn't have what Benfica can offer in terms of like Champions League football. So you've got to say that it's not a money move, but it's obviously he's part of a project here. He's going to have to understand that. 22 though is probably the perfect sort of player we're going for. We're going for these type of players now. We're not really going for the Harry Kanes of this world, I don't think, because Harry Kane wants to win things, doesn't he? He's not going to be leaving Spurs to go to another fucking Spurs, is he? If he does leave Spurs, I think he wants to go somewhere he's sort of almost guaranteed to win trophies. And I'm sorry to say, but at this moment in time, we're not guaranteed to win trophies. The only thing we're sort of guaranteed right now is bitter disappointment and regret and just massive, massive hatred for the Glazers. That's about the only thing we're actually destined for. Hashtag Glazers out. But, yeah, there's a lot of teams that are interested, guys. A lot of teams that are interested. So hopefully Manchester United would be top of that list. A lot of reports to suggest that we are. And Man United are very interested in him. And apparently his agent is trying to carry out a Bruno Fernandes style deal, which is reported by AS that we're basically trying to get a deal done. And obviously when we did the Bruno Fernandes deal with Mendes, he sealed a switch for Bruno Fernandes in January. Let's not do that again, not in January, but just in terms of like getting this guy in from the Portuguese league, somebody that's shown brilliance over there and somebody that can maybe do it for us and is actually younger and actually has a lot of potential. And don't forget, Bruno Fernandes has been a great player for Manchester United. Just at this moment in time, he's shitting the bed. But we know that he is a great player for United. K Ward, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for getting in here, boss. Roshmano says we got 53 likes on the stream. I'm doing my best Sean Dyche impression. Once again, guys, do us a favour, hit the like button if you haven't done so. We're going to cover the latest news. But thanks everyone for getting in here. Really appreciate you all watching. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, get your thoughts and opinions in, because Sean Dyche is going to go to ham on the news now. Sorry, guys, still got a bit of a sore throat, guys. It's cash, isn't it? I definitely got to give up smoking, don't I? I got to start the old vaping. That's what I've got to do. But anyway, Darwin Nunez, if you look at his stats this season, guys, 25 goals, 26 games, 4 assists in the league, 6 goals in 10 Champions League appearances, and he's also scored 2 goals in 8 for Uruguay at the tender age of 22 years of age. Born in 1999. Doesn't that make you feel old as hell? Thank you, Danny Atkins. It's not even an impression. I think I'm slowly turning into Sean Dyche. Listen to me. You're right. Listen, once again, I think I'm slowly turning into the ex-manager of Burnley. He's a wonderful man, and he was very much badly treated at the end. It's a disgrace. And personally, I think they've completely undercredited me for what I've done in the Premier League. It's an absolute debacle. But, yeah, I think I am slowly turning into him, mate. The evolution has begun. Robin, he says, I feel so lucky I never enjoyed smoking. I hope you can beat that, Joe. Thank you very much, Robin. Yeah, hey, you know, it's gash, mate. Right, okay, don't do it. Don't do it. So Erik ten Hag is leading the race, apparently, to sign Darwin Nunez. That's the biggest story, guys. Some say that he may cost as much as around about 100 million euros, which is maybe about 80 million pounds at the moment, because the pound is not as good as it used to be against the euro. But, hey, look, that's still a high price. I don't think it's going to be that amount of money. But listen, Ten Hag is definitely interested in bringing in different players, forward players, defensive players, midfield players, etc. Before I get on to the next topic, I'm just going to get into the live chat for a few minutes. So do have your say and get in the live chat there. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Let us know what you guys are thinking in regards to this Darwin Nunez guy. Do you think he's good enough for United? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Darwin Nunez sign for Man United in this summer, or smash a different number in the live chat if you think that actually, if you're only going to get one forward player, you should get somebody else, and let me know who that other somebody else should possibly be. Okay, so K War says, I hope Hannibal, Garnacho, Diallo and Garner can be given a chance under Ten Hag. Absolutely agree with you, my friend. Yeah, it should happen, shouldn't it? You should see him bring a few youth players into the side. Vincent Bullock loves it. He would love to see Nunez. Kingslayer as well. Billy T. Darwin Nunez is next up, says Sheik Al Goblin. Absolutely real, bro. Yeah. Alcoholic City, mate, at the moment. It's 84.5 million, says James Bowring. Right, okay, that's a shitload of money. I personally don't think they're going to get that much money for him, because that's proper Billy Big Bollocks money. But I could see them getting 60 million pounds for the guy. Yeah. Abdullah Irwan, how are you doing? He says, big up. Hey, what's going on there? Hope you're doing well, Abdullah. Thanks for joining the stream. Gungshi says, don't know enough about him, to be honest, says Gungshi. Fair play. Well, I mean, if you look at sort of the stats, if you look at what he's done as a 22-year-old, if you look at some videos, etc., hey, look, he looks absolutely fantastic. Have I seen much of this guy? Have you seen much of this guy? Have anybody here seen much of this guy? Unless you're watching Liga Portugal week to week, or really following Benfica closely, you probably haven't seen that much of this guy. But from what we've seen, he does look like an absolutely brilliant player, and the goal-scoring stats speak for themselves. And also, he's a creative player too. So last season, he was obviously playing in a little bit of a different role for Benfica, and he's got a lot more assists and less goals. But this season, he's got a lot less assists and shitloads of goals. So he's been fed this season, and he's just found that sort of natural finishing ability in front of goal, it seems. So he seems like a good player. He's only 22. He's got good potential. The other alternative is you sort of go for somebody who's a little bit more long in the tooth, like a Richarlison or a Slabby Kane. Yeah, Danny Atkins, you'd love us to sign Nunez. So would Bernal the Red. Don't know the special one, quite possibly. I think a bunch of people probably have done. I mean, this guy is, is all over the press today and has been for a couple of weeks, in all fairness, being linked to Manchester United. Definitely Timothy Young. Ruben Neves would be an excellent signing as well. I agree, mate. Absolutely, yeah. Proven Premier League experience. Not a huge amount of money. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, Rosh Mano. Really appreciate you. Says smash a like on the video. Luexen says they got 130 million euros for João Felix. They will go for way more than 60 million pounds. Do you think, Luexen? Well, if he does go for way more than 60 million, I just can't see Manchester United being the team that signs him, because I don't think they're going to spend that much money on any one player this window. Just because the squad on the overall first team is actually so gash, you do need to address a lot of different positions in the team and not just spunk your whole load on a 22-year-old striker. That's not what you want to do. Hey there, what's going on there, Owen Lan? I hope you're doing well today. Yes, get in there, my son. Robin says we should hire the entire Portuguese national team. Get Ruben Neves in. He would be a good player to get in, I agree. Hey, NWA Van says, what sort of dough could we raise with current clear-out incoming? Okay, so let's just say they give Ten Hag 100 million. They give him £100 million to spend, but then he's allowed to go and raise his own money by, selling players. I would suggest that he could get near enough, maybe another, I don't know, £70 million from just selling players that are not really needed at the club. Let's just talk about players like, I don't know, Alex Telles, Eric Bailly, Phil No Bones Jones, hopefully Harry Maguire. Maybe even he would look at like Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Dallo, maybe even. Maybe he would look at, obviously there's some other players like Martial who are linked with a move away as well. I don't know how much all that adds up to, but depending on what sort of business you could do, it could be £100 million or it could be £50 million, but still add that to the £100 million and take all the wages off the books as well, if you can indeed sell these players who are want away and who nobody else wants. Because who's going to want to pay Martial 180k a week? But either way, try and get rid of these players, get them off the books. That saves money as well. So yeah, you could go and have a big old war chest this summer if you did get rid of the players. Ezio says we need at least 500 million to get out of this mess. Neil Driscoll says I stopped smoking 10 years ago, and after that stopped vaping 5 years ago. So you can do it. That's really good, Neil Driscoll. Congrats. Let's get a cheeky little sue in the chat there for Neil. Well done, mate. That's really, really good. 5 years clean, mate. Get in. Torres is the most promising left-footed defender in Europe. Would love it if we could get him, says Mickey Kramer. I would love it if we could get him. What about Tielemans? Again, Timothy Young. Like I said many times, I would think United need 2 midfielders. And I personally, myself, I would go and try and get Tielemans from Leicester. And I would try and go and get Ruben Neves. Because those two have got the Premier League experience that we need. They could probably be a decent sort of balance in the team together. But also, they're both the right sort of age. They're both robust. They're both not available for a huge amount of money as well. Like, even Tielemans is actually, not got too long left on a contract. I don't think he's going to be too expensive. I think there were some reports I saw earlier on 40 to 50 million pounds. Maybe you could pick up Tielemans to the right club. The only thing is, he is looking to sort of step up and play for a Champions League team. So if there's an offer that comes in from a Champions League team, he might go there. We've also got talks of Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is, of course, being heavily linked. He's supposed to be not happy over at Barcelona. And, of course, it's always up in the air there. What are their financial situation, etc. Would they look to cash in? If he's not happy and he's not had a good couple of years and they're not doing too well, okay, they got Champions League football, but do they have the harmony that maybe he's looking for? And if Ten Hag wanted to go and make an offer, maybe we could do a bit of business there. It's unlikely. But I think that the Premier League players that you mentioned there, Tielemans and Ruben Neves, would make a heck of a lot of sense. Yeah, that's right, Danny Atkins. Also, the money saved on Pogba's wages. Why, let's just get quickly into Paul Pogba very quickly, guys. Thank you for everyone for joining us. We're nearly at 100 likes. Do drop a cheeky little thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to get in the live chat. But Paul Pogba, guys, hashtag Pogba out. Looks like he's going. There's a little bit in regards to some rumours and news today that offers have been tabled to Paul Pogba, essentially for, clubs. So a couple of clubs are reportedly interested in him. And we've got a report from France that says Paul Pogba has received an official proposal from PSG. But, I mean, you obviously got to take it with a pinch of salt at this stage. We don't know too much about it. It's not exactly a huge amount of information coming out there. It's probably just paper talk. But at the same time, it's likely, isn't it? If Paul Pogba's going to go, it's probably going to be to PSG. And of course, now he is able to, join or have negotiations and discussions with a foreign club, I believe, before his contract ends. So I guess this is what's going to happen now. Over the next couple of months, Paul Pogba is going to be heavily linked to these clubs, PSG, Juventus and Real Madrid. And at some point, we're going to find out that Paul Pogba is probably joining PSG or one of the other ones. So we'll give you the latest when that happens. But right now, some reports taking place in France that, PSG are making moves for Paul Pogba. Finally, says Kingslayer, I know. Timothy says, what about strikers? Our strikers are all old, says Timothy Young. Yeah, Cavani leaving in the summer. No Greenwood anymore by the looks of it. Rashford not a striker. Martial was a number 9 for us somehow, but he's going. Ronaldo's going to be, is he going to be here next season? That's the big question about Cristiano, but Yeah, I see what you're saying. We do need to get another striker in, mate. Absolutely. That's why I'm thinking, you look at these forward players like Darwin Nunez who are goal scorers. You also maybe look at some of the other players we've been linked to, as we've discussed. Harry Kane is always a player that gets linked with us. Smash a one in the live chat if you would take Slabby Kane at the club. I personally would. I would. Look at his goal scoring record in the Premier League. Yeah, he's a bit of a Harry Maguire 2.0 up us as a centre forward, but he's actually good. He's actually got that finishing ability. He's actually got that, that natural instinct, and he's just a proven goal scorer. He's a proven goal scorer for Gastastic Spurs. Now, I'm not suggesting that we can really rely on Harry Kane throughout the whole season. He's a bit of an injury-prone Mel. I'm not suggesting that Man United would even spend the money on Harry Kane, because I don't think we would. I think they turned down a $100 million offer last summer, didn't they, from Man City, I believe? So, they're not going to want to sell him for peanuts, especially to a Premier League rival. So it's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. But I tell you what, I would take him, though, because he's a proven goal scorer and he's a big slab, but in a good way. Yeah, fair play. I agree with you, Rushmore. He does have glass ankles, and that's not good. So, yeah, I wouldn't be so sure about his reliability throughout the course of a season either. But his goal scoring record does speak for itself in the Premier League. Like, you can't deny he is a great goal scorer. And if you gave him the service, if you could actually get this Manchester United side playing well behind him, I think it'd be sensational. But, it's not going to happen, so. Exactly, Kingslayer. Maybe if he was available on a free or something. But, yeah, too expensive and injury-prone. I think you're right. 2 years ago, you'd have said yes, says Kingslayer. JSK, what's going on there? Alex says Kane is too expensive. We need to buy lots of cheaper players. Spot on, Alex Walker. So this is it. This is what it's going to hinge on. Will Ten Hag be able to get the players out that's needed to generate more cash to be able to buy new players? Will he actually spend a lot of money on one individual player? So if it's not Darwin Nunez for 60 or 70 million pounds, would it be De Jong for 60 million pounds? Something like that. He can't do a whole bunch of those signings, though, because we need 5. I think we need 5 first-team signings. And then he can bring a few of the youth players through, and that's fine. Fluff out the rest of the squad. Get 8 players gone in the summer minimum. See you later, Cavani. See you later, Bunny. See you later, Jones. See you later, Maguire. Matic. Obviously, Matters go in. Martial. See you later on, son, etc. Just get rid of these guys. Bring new players in. And bring a few of these youngsters through. But 5 first-team players is what we need. And you think about it, let's be realistic and say £150 million budget. I think they're not going to spend any more than that, even if they do sell players to generate cash. Because you know what the Glazers like. I don't think they'll go whole hog. They never do. Even last season, when they got Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo, we were crying out for a DM or central defence midfielder. They didn't fucking do it. So I would be very surprised if they fully went for it, even though we need it. So I expect them to make him sort of budget a little bit and have to get certain players for, some good youngsters. Maybe he can go to Ajax and get a couple of those lads there for a bit cheaper. Yeah, we got Pogba's wages to spend now, says Butterpants. It's a huge amount of money. I agree. Yeah, we can go get another big player, another big superstar. We need players who have something to prove that ain't tainted by massive price tags, says Chris Koo. Spot on. That's a really good point. I actually wouldn't feel comfortable signing a player like Kane for huge money right now, based on what's going on at the club. It's not the right look player for us. We do need a younger type of player, a hungrier type of player, somebody else that's, that's got something to prove and is on the up, rather than somebody who might just be coming for a big fat payday. And United don't even have Champions League football to offer something like that now, so that's all it would probably be for. Son Heung-min would be the player I'd go for as well, Timothy. Yeah, big time. Okay, so guys, just talking about Anthony and also talking about Jurriën Timber. So these are players that are also being heavily linked with Manchester United because of the Ajax link, because, well, Ten Hag's literally their manager. He has that relationship with them. They look like good young talents. Timber seems like a great centre-back, obviously, for a 20-year-old. And then, of course, Anthony for a 22-year-old Brazilian winger. Statistically, he seems pretty good this season as well over there in the Eredivisie. And would be a good young, exciting player, exciting signing for Manchester United if the price was right. So smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Anthony and Jurriën Timber sign from Ajax in this summer transfer window as well, maybe. Those are a couple of players that are linked. Hey, look, Pau Torres is another player that's heavily linked, guys. We're going to just get onto him now because we do need a centre-back. Ten Hag's desperate for a centre-back. And let's just have a look at this bit of information we got here. So this is from Fabrizio Romano. This afternoon, just a couple of hours ago, he said that Pau Torres is attracting interest from top clubs again, as his release clause will be valid this summer. 55 million euros, or 55, 60 million euros, around about there. Well, that's what, 40 odd million pounds? That's a very, very good price for a really top young player in European football who's a Spain international, who's doing really, really good this season, did really, really well last season. He's a strong, like old school style centre back, put your body on the line, put your head in the way of a boot type player, man. And I think that, he could definitely do a lot worse, i.e. Slabby Maguire. So in my opinion, yes, this is who we should be trying to sign now that the Antonio Rudiger equation is out of the window, because United haven't got the bollocks or the Champions League football to be able to, get Rudiger at this moment in time, it seems. Pau Torres is probably number one defender choice for me. Now, I know Jurrien Timber over at Ajax, of course, is working with Ten Hag, and Ten Hag likes him. He's probably a lot cheaper. But Pau Torres is available. He's more experienced. He's available for what, 40 odd million pounds in the summer with his release clause coming into effect. I mean, that's fantastic. That's a good amount of money to buy a good player for, That's not too much. So you look at that, and maybe you could go and buy 3 or 4 players like that in this window, and all of a sudden Man United squad's looking really good. So it does. Fabrizio went on to say that Manchester United and Manchester City are both interested. Chelsea have also sent their scouts to follow him. So a definite interest from a few English clubs, guys. He's a good player. He is a good player, man. He's a good player. He's played, the games I've seen him play, he's always played really, really well in. The ones against us and a couple that I've seen this season in the Champions League, etc. He's played really, really well. So you've got to say he's got great potential to be a good Premier League defender. It doesn't necessarily mean that he will, because it's a different vibe, obviously, in the Premier League. But he actually is like a robust, old school, sort of big, tall type centre-back. Now, we don't want to get like a Spanish Slabby Maguire, but he's definitely not as slow or as gas-tastic as the Slabby Maguire, in all fairness. Now, he's not the quickest, I don't think, but he's also, he's not a slab. But even with Slabby's pace, it's not all about pace. Like I said, it's not necessarily about pace. It's about how you read the game. It's about how good you are in the air, how good you are defensively, how good you are in the tackle. It's not all about, pace as a centre-back. Far from it. Some of the best centre-backs around have been slow as all sin. So it's all about just, finding that right player for Manchester United to maybe partner somebody like Raphael Varane, who is, I think, good enough. If you can keep him fit, which you can't because he's so fucking injury prone, it's unreal. But if you could keep him fit and maybe get someone like Pau Torres in there, that would be pretty good. So, in my opinion, it would be a good signing. Maybe it wouldn't be a great signing because, well, He's not, I don't think he's fully developed, ready-made star at this moment in time, is he? He's playing for Villarreal. They are a good team, but they're not a top team. It's like, again, we're fishing around in a slightly different window where we're trying to sign a player who's like on the up, who's coming into the sort of prime now or over the next few years. So hopefully he could step up. Hopefully he could, continue to progress. You have to say what he's done this year and just generally throughout his career, considering he's, well, I think he's only 24, isn't he now? Let's have a quick look. He's just not a bad option, whichever way you look at it, really, for that sort of money. But of course, it remains to be seen if there's other clubs that are going to be interested in bringing this guy in too. Hopefully Manchester United would be able to get him. If you look at what he's done so far, he's had 17 caps for Spain. He's 25 now, 25, so he's not 24. 25 years of age. 1.91 m tall, 17 caps, 1 goal, Spanish player, obviously plays for Villarreal, and he's a very, very good player, guys. I think he's a very good player, and for the amount of money that you could get him for, it does kind of make a bit of sense. So there you go, guys. That's the latest on Pau Torres. It does seem like there is something there in regards to him maybe being wanted by Manchester United. It also does depend on, what Ten Hag wants to do with his Ajax buddies. Jurrien Timber as well as another player that's been linked. And so for those reasons, we have to just wait and see. But these are the sorts of players that are being linked. So over in Holland, the Telegraph are reporting that the pair in terms of Jurrien Timber and Anthony are both leading targets for Ten Hag in this summer transfer window. So yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense having, it makes sense having manage them right now. Hey, Remster Music, thank you so much. Says Koundé from Sevilla. Hey, great comment there, mate. Thank you for getting in, dude. Right, so yeah, you've brought me on to fair enough. Let's talk about that then. So there is another topic about that actually, which is that Manchester United could put Eric Bailly on a possible table for a deal with Sevilla for Jules Koundé, having previously them showing some interest in Bailly. So maybe just to make things cheaper, if we could maybe go and get Jules Koundé. So he is still being sort of loosely linked to Manchester United, this guy. And if you're talking about somebody who's got sort of a lot more skill about them, pace about them, you know, he's a different sort of defender. I think he would be a good option as well. In fact, yeah, Jules Koundé would be a good signing for Manchester United. But again, depends on a whole bunch of things. Who's Manchester United going to sign? How much money we're going to have to spend? But yeah, that would be pretty good signing, guys. I'm going to ask the live chat then, if you guys could just sign one centre-back for Manchester United this summer, who would it be? In fact, I might just get a little poll on the go, but before I do, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Who would you sign at centre-back? And also, guys, we're nearly at 100 likes on the stream. Everybody smash that like button on the video if you haven't done so. Drop a cheeky little thumbs up. Do get yourself involved in the chat and with the legends as well and have your say. So, who would you sign at centre-back, guys? We've got Pau Torres. I'll just put these three guys in there. We've got Koundé. And also, let's go Timber. Timber! I really want us to get that Julian Timber guy. Just so, if he scores a banging header or something, you can go, Timber! It would be so good. So, yeah, let's get that guy in there. But let's ask the community then, guys. Do have a vote. Do have your say. Oh, hey, we got a super chat here from Night Owl. Night Owl, thank you so much for getting in here, bro. Really, really appreciate you, man. Get in there, you Don. He says, I believe we will end up next season in 3rd place, and the season after that in 2nd place if we get the players that we need. Night Owl, man. I absolutely love that comment, mate. That is so optimistic, dude. What? I don't think so. But I hope you're right, Night Owl. That would be insanely amazing, wouldn't it? If he could somehow get 3rd in his first season and then get 2nd in his second. I think we'd all take that right now. But Night Owl, I don't know if that's going to be as easy as all that. There are a lot of other teams that are still trying to improve and find for those places, and they will be next season. And United are rebuilding. We've got to actually get rid of so many players this summer and get new players in. It's going to be such a change and a shock to the system. Like, it's going to take Ten Hag just a while to get that team bedded in and get them settled and get them playing a certain way. You might be right, though. If he did manage to get us playing, you know, get the right players in and they all click and he gets us playing that way in, say, a couple of months and we get our act together, you know, by Christmas time, we have a really strong end to the season. Why the hell not, mate? Why the hell not? If he's a really great coach, then I think you could see him exceed expectations this season. We, as fans, should be keeping the expectations quite low this season just because, well, he's only just come in and there's such a mess of this football club and so many gash players around that we've got to get rid of. So it's a big change. But keep the faith, my friend. Thank you. I love that comment. Thank you so much. Where's everybody else think that Manchester United will finish in Ten Hag's first season? Let's have a little vote in live chat. I'm going to say he's going to finish 5th. I know that's a bit of a horrible thing to say, isn't it? But I'm going to say I think he's going to finish 5th. And then hopefully the next season he can challenge. Let's say something like that. But it's going to take time. I think maybe the first couple of months of the season we're going to be all over the place because we're going to have so many different players coming in. Hopefully they hit the ground running, but you just never know. 4th says Remstar, love that. 4th says Templar Priest. 4th or 5th says Ezio. 4th says Mickey Kramer. Get in there, my son. 2nd or 3rd says Alpi. 4th says Kingslayer. I'm loving the positive vibes. Loving the optimism here. 0793 you Don says 6th for the next 2 seasons. Well, I don't know about that. I think he will progress, man. I think if we've given a bit of time, more transfer windows, getting rid of the chip players, getting the new players in, over time he will do all right. 4 says Alex Walker. Neil Rawlinson says 7th. Football with Brownie says 15th, as he's going to be a flop, says Football with Brownie. They call him Mystic Football with Brownie because he predicts these things. I don't think so, Football with Brownie. I think he'll do okay, mate. Stylistically, he's more for what Manchester United are looking for. 15th, are you having a bubble bath with a giraffe over there, Football with Brownie, my lad? What next? You're going to tell me Cardiff City are going to sign Gareth Bale again, mate? The Foodinator says third. Neil Driscoll says fourth. Fourth or fifth says Susan Lively Sue. Nice. How you doing there, Susan? So I'm liking the optimism. Most of you guys in the live chat actually have said fourth. So that's a nice prediction. I mean, in terms of his first season, if he could get us Champions League football, I think we'd all take that, definitely. That should be the target, in all fairness. That should be the target. But I just think if he doesn't get you that Champions League football in the first season, you shouldn't just get, like, ridiculously on his back. We have to judge it as the season goes and as it transpires. But you shouldn't. I think it's such a rebuild job. He needs at least a season just to get all that shit out. The Crosby vlogger says United realistically to finish 5th or 6th next season. Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere in that region. 5th, I reckon. I think maybe you could get 4th if you get the right bit of luck on your side as well. And if Ten Hag does get the side playing well, and then also, they just have a strong end to the season, you could see them maybe doing quite well. Louis Rosson says Darwin is going to Arsenal. Why would he want to go to those fucking bunch of North London bottle job merchants for, my son? Are you joking? He's trying to progress his career, not go backwards, mate. Kingslayer says 4th or 5th with the Europa League. Believe in Ten Hag. Hey, the Crosby vlogger, thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button, bro. Really appreciate that, man. Neil Rawlinson says he's a coach with a style that doesn't suit the players. It's going to take 4 or 5 years to turn it around. 4 or 5 years or 4 or 5 windows? I think maybe 4 or 5 transfer windows, or even 3. So he's got this summer transfer window to get a lot of players out. Some players will not go. They'll be like lingering turds in the toilet bowl of humanity, won't they? Some players, Harry Maguire, if the Nesta's a good offer coming, he's going to be floating around the bowl. Phil Jones, Eric Bailly, there's going to be a lot of players. Maybe. It depends. Maybe they want to go. But Phil Jones has had opportunities to leave at times and he hasn't wanted to go anywhere. So it depends, doesn't it? It's about having to actually get them out. You've got to get them out, and you can't really make them go if they don't want to go unless you terminate their contract and just lose them as an asset completely, which you've seen teams like Arsenal do in all fairness. So maybe not a bad idea. But yeah, it's going to take you time to get these players out. You've got to get rid of these bad influences in the side, these hangers-on, these lingerers, these floaters. You've got to get rid of them, and you've got to obviously get new people in. And that's going to take a few windows, I think. I don't think anybody realistically expects us to, get rid of all of those players we want to get rid of. So I've listed about 8 players that I would like to see Man United get rid of. There's the Maguires of this world, Bailly, Phil Jones, Tellez, maybe one of the other wing-backs, take your pick. Matic, Matters going, Martial. That's 7, Cavani. 8. So yeah, 8 players going. It's going to take time to get players out and players coming in as well, other than that. Thank you, Remstar Music. It says, been subscribed since 2012. That's fucking awesome, Remstar Music. This channel's been going since January 2013. So I think you mean that. But yeah, that's right at the start, mate. Nice one. Scott Dover's Interesting World. How are you doing? Says, let's see, Arsenal is in 4th and Manchester United sucks, and going to Arsenal is a step backwards. Yeah, Scott Dover, because Arsenal are a shit club, mate, who haven't won the Premier League since 2004. Or the Champions League ever. So yeah, Arsenal is a shit club, mate. Says a statement of intent would be to sell Maguire or transfer list him. The last would show the melts of the club. He won't hesitate to get rid of shite. Precisely 0793. You're absolutely right. Statement of intent. Get rid of that twat. Looking fire sale, cheap as chips. Whoever wants him, come and get him. Literally like a fucking garage sale out the front of Old Trafford. Just get one of those wallpaper tables out and just fucking plonk Slabby Maguire on there with a 20 million price tag sticker on his head and just take a photo of it and send it to everybody. And also get Eric Bailly sat on that table too, 5 million quid, whatever, I'm just saying, let's have a fucking fire sale. Get rid of these guys. Get the wallpaper table out and start fucking selling. Car boot sale time for Manchester United, Let's just get rid of them. Let's just get rid of them now, honestly. I'm sure somebody would take Harry Maguire at the local car boot sale to maybe do odd jobs or be a handyman around the home for a little while. Let's just get him off our books. Let's face it, if Manchester United did actually just terminate the contract, or even let him go to another club and pay less, and they pay less money and we pay some of his wages, just let fucking Doris at number 66 have him as a fucking handyman, and we pay, she pays £10 an hour and we pay the fucking rest. It saves us £10 an hour end of the day, guys. What's he going to fucking add to the team? I'd rather have the £10. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Ryan McGinley says no one really will want to buy any of our players after their poor attitudes and ability to adapt has been shown to the world this season. Precisely, Ryan McGinley. Maybe. It depends, mate. New change, though. Poor attitudes, you're right. But if we get those gash players out, new players in, it's a great opportunity for a new set of players with the right attitudes. Travis Carlisle, what's going on, man? Rushy says we've got 96 likes. Nice one, dude. We're so close to 100 likes. Let's have a cheeky little bacon brigade. Like spike. If you're just getting in, please do hit that like. Also hit the subscribe. We're actually really close to 56,000 subscribers. Johnny M, I hope you're good today, mate. Billy says, would you not prefer De Ligt to any of the players you mentioned? You know what, Billy? I mean, yeah, in a way, but it's like the money involved and stuff. It's like, are we going to be able to get all the players and positions that we need? I do think that if we could get the old band back together, we've already got Donny van der Beek. Let's say if you could get De Jong, De Ligt, I think that you would have a really good core of, you've got a core of Portuguese players, but you've got a core of Dutch players, Erik ten Hag coming in there. It does actually make a lot of sense. So, yeah, I would be open to that, mate. I'd definitely be open to that. He's not really being talked about at the moment, is he really, Billy? But I think, yeah. Hey there, Sin Games, you absolute Don. Get in there. Doris says, Ramstar Music. Good old Doris, indeed. She's the tea lady also. Maguire's a ball boy, indeed. Hey, thank you, Neil Rawlinson, for smashing the like. Appreciate you, dude. No worries. Right, let me just cover some of the latest other news that I've got here, guys. Then we are going to get into the live chat for a Q&A. Appreciate you all joining us. So just in regards to Pau Torres, yeah, there's the update from Fabrizio in regards to that. And in regards to just interesting enough about Brandon Williams, he also gave us an update last night with some quotes from Brandon Williams, and he's prepared to fight for his place in Manchester United's team, it seems like. I mean, we could do worse. At least he's young. At least he's got potential. Hey, look, I don't think he's the answer either. But I don't think our current wing-backs are the answer either. I mean, Telles cannot defend. Luke Shaw's more interested in going down Greg's the Bakers than he is fucking playing for Manchester United these days. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he's a good defender, but he cannot attack, and that is pretty clear. And you do need to, in this modern game, have a bit more about you going forward, I think, as well. And then Dallo is the opposite. He's good, kind of good going forward, and he's just gashed defensively as well. So none of them are any good. They all kind of need just improving upon. In an ideal world, if Man United had the resources, in an ideal world, you would sign the 5 players we've discussed, 2 midfielders, a centre-back, a winger, and a striker. But you'd also go and get a left-back and a right-back too, in an ideal world, because we don't actually have the players there to compete with the top teams either, unfortunately. Brandon Williams probably not the answer, though. But, just he wants to fight for his place, it seems like, Brandon Williams. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat there, Joel Morris. He says, get rid of Rashford, Lingard, Maguire, Bruno, and Phil Jones, and start again with a new set of players. Wow. Dropping bombs. Mic drop. Let's get a microphone emoji in the live chat. Joel Morris. Get rid of Rashi and Bruno. Okay, I agree with all the other players you said, but hey, look, Rashford is at a shit season. I kind of understand why you're saying that, because he has literally looked like one of the worst players we've ever had this season. So I kind of understand it, but I look at what he's done in the previous seasons, and I think, yeah, that there is a good player in there. And if the right manager with the right system can get something out of him and get him back on track, then he could still be good for Manchester United. So I'm willing to give him a chance. I'm willing to give him a chance until, January or next season. Let's see how he gets on under the new coach. I think most coaches would, if they were coming into the side, would rather keep Rashford too, to give him a chance. But the other players you mentioned, I agree with, apart from Bruno Fernandes, again, for the same sort of reasons. Bruno was amazing for us for 18 months. He's just signed a new contract, which is bizarre. He shouldn't have really got that at that time. It doesn't make sense at all. But he still did get it. And since then, and also before that, he was actually been really quite gash for us. So it doesn't quite make sense, but it does seem like Bruno Fernandes is is part of the plans of Manchester United for the foreseeable future. I don't think he's going to be sold, and nor should he be, really, because we know what a good player he is. He's just in a bit of a funk himself as well at the moment. Joel, thank you very much, mate. Neil Duffin says midfield Ruben Neves. Oh, hell yeah, Neil Duffin. I'm with you on that one. Let's bring this guy in. 45 million smackarooskies. Nice one, my son. Maybe even 30 million smackarooskies, and try and palm off one of our melters onto Wolves as well. Find the right standard for some of these melters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a cheeky Diogo Dallo or something. I'm just saying, putting it out there. That's if maybe Ten Hag wants to go and sign a right back. Maybe he would include a cheeky little Diogo Dallo in there. They love a Portuguese player over at Wolves, don't they? Just saying. Luexen, oh, get in there. Thank you, Luexen. Thank you so much for getting in here and becoming a member of the channel. Guys, Luexen has become a new member of the channel. Guys, please, everybody, welcome Luexen to the chat, to the channel membership with your favourite Bacon Brigade emoji. Get in there, Luexen. I really appreciate you supporting the channel. The Bacon and Egg Brigade as well, man. The second highest rank in the Bacon Army, mate. The Hamada, the Gown and Gang, the Sausage Soldiers. Really appreciate you, dude. Luexen, appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Everyone, get mad love hearts in there for Luexen. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much. Get in. Come on. Right, okay, so yeah, other stuff I want to talk about quickly, guys. Some other news that's coming out today. So as I say, Eric Bailly could maybe be used as a make weight in a bunch of deals, some to be discussed, maybe Wolves as well, we've discussed, but like Jules Koundé deal, or maybe even other players. Certain players could be used as a make weight for other teams. Just quickly, interesting one here. Don't know if you've seen this, but Barcelona apparently are working on Lewandowski in talks with his agent since February. Plan is clear, no opening bid yet. First step has to be Lewis' agent. That's who we should go and get. You know what? I'm joking. He's 34. He's actually fucking amazing, isn't he? He's actually sensational. I would have loved to have seen him at United. But now is not the right time. We've already done this. We've done this the last couple of years. We got Cavani. We got Ronaldo. It's not quite worked out for us. We need somebody who's going to be here long term. Who's going to be part of a project, I think, now. So as much as I think Robert Lewandowski could score us a shitload of goals in a season, for a start, it's not going to come because we don't have Champions League football, so it's just off the table anyway. Unfortunately, we're not actually competing for the big enough trophies right now to be able to lure a player like that to our club. That's the realistic situation. As much as I would love him, there's no chance of that, guys. No chance of that. But anyway, he's going to Barcelona there. Hey, nice one, Luexen. Really appreciate you, Luexen. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, becoming a member. That's awesome of you, honestly. That is absolutely awesome. Right, guys. So Frankie de Jong's not happy at Barcelona. Also, Erik ten Hag is set to start preseason with Donny van der Beek in his squad. Apparently, this is what's basically been released to the Telegraph, saying that Erik ten Hag's definitely going to want to stick around with Donny van der Beek and keep him in the squad, keep him in the setup, and give him a chance, which makes sense. And Donny does deserve a chance. Hashtag free Johnny, free Donny. Here's Donny. Hashtag free Donny in the live chat if you think that he should be given a chance. Thank you very much, Donny van der Beek, though. It'd be nice to get him in there, wouldn't it? And just see if he can actually be the player that we signed. We were hoping for anyway. We signed this player. He was good at Ajax before we signed him. To be fair, he didn't really get given chances. Ollie didn't like him. And then all the other managers didn't like him. He's been loaned out to Everton. Even Fat Frank Lampard doesn't seem to like him that much. You know what I mean? So there's definitely something going on there. Yeah, bring back Donny, free Donny. Right, so yeah, we mentioned that also earlier about Paul Pogba being linked with a move to PSG. I'm not going to talk too much more about that, but more information coming out about that. Rio Ferdinand sends a message of culture to Erik ten Hag, suggesting that United's have got massive problems, etc. And we need to change the culture at Manchester United, which is absolutely true. Also reports that Paul Pogba leaves WhatsApp group after receiving 2 contract offers. Seriously? I mean, I don't know where this is coming from. It's coming from the Mirror, I believe, so it's probably a complete load of wank. But apparently, Paul Pogba's left the Man United WhatsApp group, guys. He's already out the door, mate. He's like, fucking do one. He didn't even not so much as a buy or a leave. He's just fucking left. He's blocked Harry Maguire as well. He's not only just left, he's blocked Slabbington. Right, okay, so Paul Scholes has backed Paul Pogba to thrive away from Manchester United and establish himself as a world-class player following a disappointing spell at Old Trafford. What, Paul Scholes? He said, I don't know, I was there when he was a kid, and this lad has got absolutely everything you would want in a footballer and a midfield player. His physique, he can run. I just don't think he's ever learned as a footballer. He constantly seems to make the same mistakes over and over again. It's disappointing. It looks like he's going to leave. He'll go somewhere, a manager will get a grip of him. I think he'll do really well, as he did at Juventus. For some reason, at United, it hasn't worked out. It's a big disappointment. You see what he does with France? People view him with the wrong way. He's a nice lad. He wants to work and learn. I hope he goes on and does really well. We all know he's got the ability and talent to be world class. Right, okay, well, very high praise from Mr. Paul Scholes right there. But you know what? he's shy. I'm sorry to say, he's actually got he's right. He's got everything you need, but he doesn't run. He doesn't work after the team. He doesn't seem to have the right sort of character or mentality. So, I personally just don't think that we're going to be losing much of a player here. I think he's right, though. Wherever he goes, I'm sure he's going to do a lot better than Manchester United, especially to begin with. I wouldn't surprise me if he plays like looking Muhammad Ali, Imad, looking Yaya Toure, Makaleli, looking Keno for the first couple of weeks while he's at his new club, just to make a point. But wherever that may be, I don't know. Juventus, PSG, whoever it is, yeah, they're all good leagues, but they're all kind of just like farmers' leagues in a way compared to the Premier League. So maybe Paul Pogba was just one of those players that is a great player. We know that he is, but he's just maybe not quite right for the Premier League. You do see that. You have seen that with top players coming before, from your Sebi Verons to whoever. There's lots of players who just for some reason it doesn't quite happen for in the Prem. He did do it really, really good job in Serie A over for Juventus previously before coming, and he does do really well for France. So he clearly is a very good player. But for whatever reason, like Gozzi said, for whatever reason, just at Manchester United, he just doesn't have it. It just doesn't work. He's not the right fit for Manchester United and never has been. But it is disappointing because we spent a lot. We had a lot of high expectations. It's time to go. It's just time to go for Mr. Pogba, isn't it? Pogba has really everything you need, but he's the definition of an arrogant, fair-weather player, says Noexon. Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, look, we've got a lot of those, don't we? We actually have a lot of those players at this club, and he would just be one of those lots of players. Eddie's Football Waffle, how you doing, my Don? He says, good evening, Pigo and co. Hope you're all good. All good. Better for seeing you, dear. Thank you for getting in here, Eddie. Appreciate you. Do smash a like on the video if you're just getting in here, my son. And also get yourself involved in the chat. Right, so Paul Pogba, yeah, not worked out. It's disappointing, but there you go. Paul Scholes says that wherever he goes, he'll probably do fantastic. Right, reports have come out a little while ago that Liverpool have made some contact over an Aurelien Tchouameni move in the summer transfer window. This is another player, 22 years old, that has been heavily linked with Manchester United, and rightfully so, because he's the sort of player that Manchester United should be looking at as well. But it's not just United that are looking at him. Also City, Real Madrid, PSG, and Liverpool are thought to be looking at this guy whose contract expires in 2024. Over in France, there are claims that Liverpool have stepped up their pursuit of Tchouameni with initiating talks with the midfielder's entourage. Also reports that Real Madrid are struggling to meet Monaco's price tag and Tchouameni's wage demands, which have paved the way for Liverpool to steal a head up in terms of, pole position for signing this guy. So he could well be going to Liverpool. That sucks. But there you go. Hopefully Man United can just sign who we need this summer. We can't worry about what other teams are doing. We have to just go out there and be bold in this window. And now Ten Hag the freedoms early on to spend the money early and really go and shape this Manchester United squad right at the start of the window. Don't wait until the end of it. Don't wait until the season's underway. Don't do any stupid stuff like that. Get it done and dusted at the start. Let him sign a few players right at the start of the window. I'm talking about as soon as it opens. We've got a few players lined up. And we've already, got it set up to the point where it's just announced and they just join and it's official on the day when the transfer window opens. That's what we need. We need to act boldly in this transfer window, guys. So, just get some of these players. Neves, Tielemans, Pau Torres, maybe Jules Koundé instead, or if not him, there's that Jurriën Timber guy. Anthony, Darwin Nunez, there's lots of players, guys, lots of players. Donny van der Beek might be somewhat of a new signing for Manchester United in regards to Ten Hag coming in, because he is obviously, he's not really had a chance at United yet, and Ten Hag might be able to get the best out of him. Right, guys, I'm going to get into the live chat now. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you legends that are getting in here, by the way. Oh, hang on, we've also got an update here very quickly before I get on. Thank you, Rushmano, for giving me this. We've got an update in regards to Mitchell van der Gaag. So Fabrizio Romano has said that work in progress for Mitchell van der Gaag, obviously this the guy that's being proposed as Ten Hag's assistant, who's currently working with him at Ajax. Apparently, he's already communicated to Ajax that he's negotiating with Manchester United on the contract. That was from the Fabrizio Romano's Here We Go podcast. So another good bit of information that's come out there. Thank you so much. Also, we've got a bit of news here as well about some of the youngsters training with the team today that have been brought into training here. Alvaro Fernandez, Shola Shoretire, and Will Fish all trained with the first team squad today. So a couple more youngsters maybe getting in the fray. I really want to see us do that this season now. I hope Ralph Rangnick's bold. But yeah, Chelsea maybe not the game to do it. But the other games, I would love to see us Just go out there and play a lot of the youth players and just give them a chance. Just sack off all these overpaid prima donna mounts. Start the arrangements to get them all gone out the door. Sell them, free transfer them, terminate their contracts. Do what you got to do. Get Arnold Schwarzenegger in from the future to fucking come along and terminate them if you have to. Get them out the club. And then hopefully we can start afresh with the new guy. Right, guys, I'm going to get into the live chat now. That's basically the news. Darwin Nunez is heavily linked with Manchester United. Apparently United are in pole position. We'll have to see how that goes. And also the other big news today, just Pau Torres being heavily linked with a Manchester United move also in the summer, with the news that he's got a release clause that comes into effect in the summer for around about £45 million. Guys, do us a favour, smash the like button, hit the subscribe if you're new, get in the chat now. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes. Have your say. Do get your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed in this stream, and we'll try and get a bunch of your questions read out and comments read out. Pog Snake out, says Seamus Moore. Yeah, Benfica is asking for euros, not sterling, says Rushmano. That's it, yeah. So there's reports that they're asking for in excess of 100 million euros, which is crazy. Yeah, Josh Lee says Nunez ain't worth 120 million. What a Benfica thing. Oh, yeah, it's euros. Did I say pounds? No, I didn't. It's euros. 70 million pounds, 60 million pounds is, I think, the maximum that Manchester United would spend on any player, though. So if they want that, which is apparently, 100 million is what, 80 odd million euros right now. Sorry, million pounds right now. That's not going to happen. That's too much money. Unless you could do a deal to go in the opposite direction. I don't know who they would want from Manchester United squad, but just to sweeten the deal, just to bring it down a little bit, maybe they would take one of these reject centre-backs that we want to get rid of. Maybe they would take Alex Telles. Maybe Telles would go. Maybe Dallo would go. Maybe Dallo would go to a Portuguese Champions League team. Maybe not. Maybe Telles would not go to a team that used to be a rival to Porto. Or maybe he would. Who knows? I'm just saying there's a couple of options you can bring this transfer down by a little bit. Yeah, that's true, Billy. Newcastle could afford Slabby. Get rid. Ask for 60 mil. Go and get Torres. And like, Billy, 60 million pounds for a fridge, man. Come on now. We got mugged over and bent over with Harry Maguire. Nobody else is going to do the same thing as us. No way. We have to go the most you can get for Harry Maguire. And that's only because I do think he would be a decent player for a team like Newcastle. So he has value for them and he's homegrown. He plays for England. All the rest of it, it would be a great signing in some respects for them. He'd also be a shit signing in some respects, but he would be good. £40 million, mate. That's the maximum that any team pays for him. What do you think, guys? And that is a good amount to get for him, in my opinion, because he's actually cash. He's really £30 million. The extra 10 million is just because he's an English international and he's got in his homegrown status. That's it. Why the optimistic take on new players? We all know the Glazers will screw up yet again, says Jarvis Cocker. Well, I think that if you look at what Ralph Rangnick said, he said we need 10 new players. He's almost sort of playing the Glazers' hand for him a little bit. He's not got much influence, I get it, and he's just going into consultancy role. That's even if they allow that now after what he said. They might just sack him off at the end of his interim managership here. But you know what? I just got a feeling that they're going to spend quite a bit of money and sign quite a few players. Plus, we know we've got a lot of players leaving guaranteed. So we have to buy players. We do have to buy players unless we're just going to completely go with the youth. City will get Torres Pigs as Ninja Star. And I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure. He is linked to them. But I'm not so sure, man. I mean, we've still got a chance. We've still got a strong possibility. If they don't go in for him, then we're the next on the list, aren't we? Unfortunately, they are further ahead at this moment. So if they came a knocking, it would be hard to convince him otherwise. Eddie says, Pigo, do you think the Glazers and same old transfer shot callers will listen to Ralph? They've already disagreed on how many players are needed, says Eddie's Football Waffle. No, I don't think they'll listen to Ralph, mate. I really don't think they'll listen to him that much. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ralph Rangnick's in like a couple of days a month, mate. You know what I mean? Just for the facade. And he's just getting like basically just a cheeky little paycheck just I don't even want. Listen, I hope he gets a proper job. I really do. I hope he gets a proper role to do, and I hope he has freedoms, and I hope he is allowed to make some key footballing decisions. He's going to be advising the team. If he's advised the Glazers, that we need to spend and sign 10 players, and they don't, then what the fuck is his point? What is his role, and what's the point of him being there? He's got to obviously have his say, have his input. United need footballing people in some of these decision-making positions. So let them make the footballing decisions and let them sign the players. But I agree. I mean, there's no guarantee that the Glazers and these shithouses will do that. Sing Games says, move the poll off your screen, pig. Why is that then, Sing Games? Any, you know, you can press it. You can press dismiss poll after you've voted, right? It's not bothering me, mate. It's not bothering me. It's bothering you. It's not bothering me, mate. It's just there, you know. Your OCD kicking in there, is it? By the way, let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll real quick. So, who would you sign at centre-back? You guys have all had a vote, and 40% of you would like Pau Torres. 26% of you would take Koundé, and 34% of you would take Jurrien Timber, come in with Erik ten Hag from Ajax. Nice one. I'm going to end that poll there then, guys. Josh Lee says, because the board just want Mates FC so they don't have to resolve the problem, says Josh Lee. Yeah, they're a bunch of shit. There are a bunch of shit answers, to be fair. Yes, agreed. Rouse should have a full-time job. Start a petition. Definitely, yeah. Well, I'd like to see him given, you know, given some serious freedom to actually make some footballing decisions. I don't think he's actually going to get that sort of role, though. He's basically getting an advisory role, isn't he? A consultancy sort of role. I don't think he's actually going to have any power. He'll just make, you know, he'll just make suggestions and advice and give advice, etc. Right, nice one. Okay, nice one, Sing Games. Yeah, that always does that when I put a poll in the chat because it's on my chat. Anyway, so Ezio says Timber. You can still see the chat at the top. Hello there, Tango Chili Records. How you doing, my man? How you doing? Rushmana says, if Bailly and Jones are shipped out, we will get a second centre-back, says Rushmana. Wow, okay, so you think we'll sign 2 centre-backs this window? Yeah, I mean, if Bailly and Jones go and Maguire goes, then I could see us signing 2 centre-backs. Maybe if Jurian's the right price, we could get a different one as well. But only if we sign, I think we'd have to sell 3. I think if Maguire went, and if Bailly went, and if Jones went, then yes, we could sign 2 centre-backs. But I personally think unless all of those 3 players go, we probably will only sign 1. Who won the poll for centre-back? So it was Pau Torres there, Remstar Music. Yep, Pau Torres. Eddie says, I'll say again, why are people voting Torres when Timber fits Hag's system? We've just had a terrible season of people not fitting systems. It's a fair point, Eddie's football waffle, but he's still a very good player. He's still a good talent. I mean, who knows if he wouldn't be able to fit his system, in all fairness. Like, we're not exactly 100% sure what system he's going to play. Hopefully he does play, you know, what he's sort of playing now with Ajax. But, hey, he wouldn't be the first manager to come in and not do what you think he's going to do at United or be a Glazer puppet. So, but yeah. Twanzabi's going to go. Oh, yeah, Twanzabi could go as well. That's true. Ninja Starman says, thoughts on Williams coming back for a place in the squad? Yeah, man, that's it. Challenge it, mate. Challenge. He's a decent player. I don't think he's really going to be the answer, though. I'm just going to be honest. From what I've seen from him, he's good. Maybe in a couple of years, but no, we need something a bit better. But Johnny Evans and Gareth McCauley says, of 793, get in there, my son. Thank you for the devil horns. Timber's much faster than Torres. Well, Torres is a taller player. Some may say he's the Spanish slab, but he's not. He's not as slow as that, and I think he's just a better all-round defender. Harry Maguire's just judgment of the game is a debacle. Your only hope is that Ten Hag plays the youth, says Jarvis Cocker, Garner, Galbraith, Laird, Levitt, Mejbri, Diallo, McNeil, Zidane, Bau, Alvaro, Fernandez, Savage, and Garnacho. Wow, Jarvis, you'll gladly take 10th for the league. Great list, you know, Jarvis. You just highlighted something. We have got a lot of great players there. It's a great list. Yeah, Sven Botman, maybe Brandon Lewis. I don't know. I mean, there's so many players linked. It would be a surprise if it's one of the ones that we've not discussed already in this video, but you never know. It could be something like that. We need to look at price, and if the player wants Champions League, we only have money to offer now. That's it, Sing Games. Yeah, very true, very true. Proper rebuild, says Jarvis Cocker. We're going for a different class of player now. Timber will probably be the one we get, says Susan. Yeah, might fit in with Ten Hag's thoughts. He also might fit in with the price tag that we're looking to spend and all that sort of thing as well. Pau Torres in, says Elliot. It's quicker to list who will be kept to United, says Chief Truman. Yeah, he pal, but at this risky point, I sure fire system players for Hag. United system is in the mud. It does actually make sense, yeah. And if you actually think about it, Eddie, like, what better players to come in to actually benefit him and how he wants to play than a couple of players he's already got? like this Timber guy and Anthony as well. You know what I mean? So, like, it does make perfect sense what you're saying. I get it. But it's not guaranteed that Torres couldn't play well for a Ten Hag team. Neil Duffin says, Pig, have you seen Brobby from Ajax? He's a tank, only 20. A definite one to watch. Not really, Neil Duffin. No, I haven't really. See, that's the thing. I just don't really watch too much of it. I mean, I've seen a couple of their games in the Champions League this season, and I always watch the Champions League highlight show. So I know they've been doing well in the group stage and stuff. But in terms of like actually watching it, I haven't seen a single minute of the Eredivisie or anything. But no, I haven't there, Neil Duffin. Timber's a good fit and he plays right back too. Yeah, that's it, Rushman. And cheeky little bit of versatility. As big as Lukaku. Striker. Oh, nice, Neil Duffin. Oh, fair play, man. Fair play. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that sounds good, mate. Hopefully we get some really good players in from Ajax. One or two cheeky little players coming in would be very, very nice. Very good, very nice. Guys, we're going to wrap this video up. I don't know if Bissaka's leaving Brandon Lewis because, well, it depends on what Ten Hag wants to do. They did spend 50 mil for this guy. If Crystal Palace or somebody wanted him, I guess if a right offer came in, they could send him back to him or something. We'll see. I'm going to wrap the stream up there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's all the latest news and the transfer news from Man United today. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on. We're nearly at 150 likes. Drop a like if you haven't done on the video before you go. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel to keep up to date with all the latest goings on in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. Join the channel, get involved by subscribing, and click the bell notification icon as well so you get notified when we post and go live. You can follow us up on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And also the website United Flying High for your latest United news. Also put an exclamation mark Discord in the live chat and it will give you the Discord link. If you guys want to join the Discord, we got some information posted in there, transfer news, memes, and also all the videos and stuff get posted in there too. So come and join the Discord if you want. Remstar Music, thanks for watching. Sin Games, Eddie's Football Waffle, Rush Mano, Neil Duffin, you Don as well, Ant Munro, Brandon Lewis, Luexen as well. Thank you, Luexen, for becoming a member of the channel. I really appreciate that. Get in there, new member, Luexen. Brandon Lewis, Eddie, Remstar, Mickey Kramer, Stephen Carr, Sin Games, Chris Goo, JR, everyone. That's it from me then. Lewis Storage as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back later with more content, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. See you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Come back after it's finished to get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments about your thoughts and opinions of who we should sign. Come back and tell me your top 5 list of realistic Ten Hag signings that you would like to see us end up with at the end of this window. Cheers, Johnny. Cheers, Seamus. And all the rest of you. That's it from me. Have a good one. And come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out now. Thank you, legends. I miss Jarvis Cocker and Gungshi and Johnny M and Billy and Susan Lively Sue and Primont. Have a great day, guys. Catch you later on the next one.